portal on the website so that individuals that couldn't make it today could review back and take a look at it. So back in November at the Teacher Institute, I shared a little information about the supplemental savings plan that was coming down the line. This was TRS's response to a law that required that they create some sort of saving vessel, if you will, some sort of financial vessel for members to be able to contribute into that was going to be low cost and rather easy to manage. And it took the TRS organization a little while to put this together, but they did finally get it up off the ground. So I'm going to share with you what I know as of today, some additional updates, and we'll just run through this PowerPoint slide. Again, if you have any questions, we'll take those at the very end. I tried to anticipate a few questions that you might have, and I put those in an FAQ slide as well. So. The first thing I need to do is issue a disclaimer. I do not work for TRS. I'm not an agent of TRS. I am not a financial advisor. I don't work for any financial advising companies. Everything I'm sharing today is information that I've gathered or gained by attending either TRS workshops, superintendent workshops, or business official workshops, or information that I've researched for myself. I would caution everyone on this call and anyone who watches this video to check with a financial advisor, an auditor, before investing your money with the Voya Group. This is a financial decision that you would need to make with some addition. If you feel you need to make additional inquiries from a financial professional, I would recommend that you do so. First, let me share a little bit more about what I understand this SSP to be. As is defined. What we weren't sure about back in November is whether or not it was going to be optional to TRS members or mandated for TRS members to participate, and then with the option to opt out. So that has been clarified that it is an optional plan. So no one is automatically enrolled. You do have to be proactive and enroll and register with Voya Financial if you in fact want to participate in this program. What it is an optional savings plan, a supplemental savings plan. They've structured it in a 457B, which is similar to a 403B. What it does, in fact, is it allows you to actually layer this on top of a 403B and invest even more of your wages into an IRA type of financial vehicle. They do offer two types of 457s, a traditional and a Roth. For those of you who have 403Bs, you're probably very familiar with these terms and the implications behind them. A traditional IRA or 403B, your payroll deduction is pre-tax, meaning that it comes out before your taxes are calculated, your income, your gross income is calculated. And that money then sits in the account and accumulates interest over time. The Roth option is actually a post-tax. So we would make the deduction after the tax calculation is made on your bi-monthly payroll, and then that money would be submitted. The advantage to the traditional vehicle is that it reduces your gross income, thereby reducing your income taxes in the present day. You do, however, have to pay income tax on any proceeds, any money that comes out of that traditional IRA at the time you withdraw it. A Roth option is post-tax, meaning that it comes after your tax is calculated. As I said, the advantage to it is that when you go to withdraw it, any interest income, any income or any withdrawals you make comes out tax-free. So again, you have to talk to your financial advisor, decide on your situation, what your financial goals are, and determine which model would be best for you, or which option would be best for you. It's important to note that TRS emphasizes this is a supplemental savings plan. They encourage all members to have some sort of backup to the pension and not rely entirely on the pension in your retirement years. This is not a replacement for TRS. TRS will still exist as it is written for Tier 1 and Tier 2 members and the guidelines that is provided by them. This is a rider on top of that. The important thing to note here is that you're not, so you can retire and start drawing a pension with TRS at age 55. IRS rules require that you wait until you're 59 and a half to draw money out of the supplemental savings plan or any 403B for that matter. So there is a bit of a time lag there. So it's not the way they word it on their website, it makes it appear like you could draw them simultaneously. It is age dependent, and you do have to be at least 59 and a half to start drawing out funds without a penalty, without a tax penalty on this 457 plan. When you're working independently with the Voya Financial Group, the advisors there will walk you through your options. They will walk through what your investment plan, what you would like your investment plan to look like. Depending upon your age and what your retirement goals are, they might put you in a more aggressive plan if you're younger with more risk. If you are an older investor that is getting near to retirement, they might put you in a more moderate or low risk profile so that your money is better protected in the short term. All that has to be determined when you talk to the Voya Financial folks, and they will ask you a number of questions about your investment strategy and what your investment goals are at the time. I threw some FAQs together. These are questions that I had and a few that have been asked of me. Again, when we get to the end of the slide, you'll have an opportunity to ask additional questions if I didn't cover them here. I'll do my best to answer those, or at least if I can't answer them today, try and get an answer for you from TRS directly. So the first is an important one because back in November and even as early as January, we had not yet passed the resolution that authorized our district to participate. But has the district formally agreed to participate in the SSP? Yes, we have. The board approved the board resolution in February. I sent in all the paperwork, which triggered a mailing that you should have all received with a PIN number and information about the SSP and directions on how to contact Voya Financial. Who can enroll in the SSP? Any active Tier 1, Tier 2, full-time full or part-time TRS member. But you have to be active. If you're inactive or they're inactive members, they are not eligible to participate. How much can you deduct from a paycheck? Well, there are two different limits. There's a floor and a ceiling. The floor is established by the plan itself, and they will not accept deductions of less than $30 per pay period, which roughly works out on a 26 pay cycle to $780 a year. The ceiling is controlled by the IRS, and it adjusts every year for inflation. For 2022, the maximum that you can put into this vessel is $20,500. If you're over the age of 50, they do allow for an extra $6,500 catch-up. So you have that option. You could go as high as $27,000 in that regard. You can check with Voya Financial regarding your specific individual limits. If you can you keep your 403B? You can continue your 403B that you might have through our Plan Connect program. You can actually stack the 457 on top of the 403B. And what the IRS allows is it allows you to place $20,500 in the 457. It also allows you to put $20,500 into a 403B. So it gives you just an extra layer of investment, another investment option if you wish, going into the 457. So the next question is, what is the maximum that I can save? So if you're under 50, the maximum you could save in a given year is $41,000. That would be, again, you would have to choose if you wanted that to be pre-tax or post-tax, whether it's a traditional or Roth IRA. If you are over 50, you can add, another $13,000 to that, and it takes you up to $54,000. Can I roll over my current 403B to the new 457 plan? In reading through the plan document, based on what I read, they do allow for rollover. So if you are, say, have a 403B with AXA, and for whatever reason, maybe it's fee-based, maybe you think that it'll be better invested at TRS, whatever the reason might be, you can, there is a mechanism once you open a 457 with Voya that you will be able to roll over any balances that you have in a 403B to the 457 plan. You may just wish to consolidate for that matter. Can I take a loan from my account balance? No, based on my review of the plan document, they do not allow for loans. Some 403Bs that you may have out there will allow a loan application that you can take some of the money out without penalty as long as you pay it back within a given number of specified years. I believe it's within 10 years of borrowing it. The 457 plan offered by TRS does not have that in their plan. You can, however, make a hardship withdrawal. So if you find yourself in a situation that would warrant the need to pull out your money, and there's a list of criteria that you would have to meet, and you would again work through Voya Financial to get that done, they would, and they do allow those emergency hardship withdrawals. Are there any plan fees? When this was initially pushed out there, this was supposed to be a no fee or a low fee plan, but they are charging $100 per year to manage this account for you. That's roughly $25 a quarter. They will withdraw it and pull it out of your account balance. You won't have to pay an additional $25 in the way I'm reading it, but they will just assess a $25 penalty, and it will come out of your next deduction or come out of your account balance. Again, you'd have to compare if you have a 403B now and you're considering, switching to the 457 that the state is offering. You could compare your fees that you're paying in your 403B and see if it would be worth the savings to make the switch. When and where can you sign up? As I shared earlier, TRS did send out, looked like a pay stub, or your registration renewal from the state of Illinois. It's one of those forms that you have to tear off the edges and then peel off the top edge. And inside it was information specific to me with my PIN number, as well as information on who to contact. There was a phone number, the phone number that's listed here, as well as a website. I did call that number because when I first received it, I was a little concerned that I had misheard and thought perhaps we all were automatically enrolled and needed to unenroll if we weren't interested. So I called them and I did confirm that in fact, this is an optional plan. And that what they are asking people to do, you call in and you register. And once you're registered, the Voya financial representatives will then walk you through all the paperwork that you need to do on your end to be eligible for this 457 plan. That will also include your payroll deduction forms. So the way that I understand it right now is this is all highly automated, that you will complete a payroll deduction form or election form to have an X number of dollars taken out of your check per month or per pay period. And what we are going to be receiving on a daily basis from TRS through their new Gemini system is a report telling our payroll clerk how much to deduct at the next during the next pay period. You have a lot of flexibility in the TRS plan where you can shift this up and down from payroll to payroll, although I would highly recommend talking to a Voya representative to see if there are advantages, disadvantages to doing that. Typically, you set an amount that you want to come out and it stays at that level. And it allows you, I guess, to make sure you stay within that $20,500 limit for one thing, and for the other, it meets your investment goals or what have you. But if you got in a situation where you had, maybe you overshot a little bit and thought, well, I'll take out 100 per pay period, and a couple of pay periods go by and you say, this is a little causing my budget to be a little tight. I'd rather have $50 a pay period taken out. You're going to have the flexibility to go in to the Voya site, either talk to a representative or manage your own investments at that point and your own deductions and change that amount to a lesser amount. So there are a couple of, as I said, on that mailer that was sent out, there were some contacts, and you can also go to the TRS website and see the contact information for this group. You will not be talking to a representative from TRS. You're going to be talking to a representative from the Voya Financial Group. That's who they've contracted with to administer. It's their plan administrator for the 457B, and they have identified a specific person for our region of the state. I will send, and I just realized I've got a live link here in this presentation. I will send this presentation out to all staff, and you can take a look. I found this to be an informative, quick webinar. Give you a great overview of the SSP plan. If you have any additional questions, some of those questions may be answered in this presentation. They are open for calls from 7 to 7 Central Standard Time, except for legal holidays, legal and bank holidays, if you will. So I'm going to stop there. It was a lot of information in a short amount of time, and I know I was speaking very quickly. So I apologize for that. But if you have any questions at this point, please either type them in the chat or just shout them out.
Hi, Troy, it's Summer.
Hey, Summer.
I am really ignorant with like everything with retirement because I'm so far away from it. So if it's a stupid question, I apologize. Are the Plan Connect and the AXA the same accounts or no?
They're related. They're not the same, but they are related. So AXA is your financial advisor, financial investor. They're the ones who are taking your money and placing it in whatever stocks, bonds, whatever mix of investments you've asked them to put together for you. Plan Connect is our third-party administrator. They're the ones who make sure that your contributions are staying within the limits of the IRS, and that if there's a hardship withdrawal or a loan, that those are being made in accordance with the IRS regulations. They're kind of the watchdog, if you will, of all of our 403B plans that are out there, but they are not involved at all in the investing of the money. That's what AXA does for you.
Thank you. That definitely cleared that up. And the AXA is Jason Grady, right?
Yes, that he's been our rep for a while, and as far as I know, he may be, he'll be.
So my next question, you might not know, but because there's a fee for this supplemental savings plan, do you or does anyone know? And again, I should know this, but I don't. Is there a fee for the AXA 403B right now?
There is a fee, and it varies by client. So I don't know what fee they were charging you, but if you are a client of Jason's, you could reach out to him and say, what are you charging me to manage my my funds? And then you'd have a comparison.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can speak to that a little bit. So I used to be with AXA, Summer, and I had my financial advisor look at it, and he compared. Plan Connect will also help you compare with all of our approved savings 403B providers, and AXA was taking a lot of fees from me, so we switched to Fidelity, or I switched to Fidelity, but my financial advisor helped me with that.
And that was not through Plan Connect, though. That was just your own.
We use Plan Connect, like myself and my financial advisor use Plan Connect to help decide which one would be the best to use. And we saw that there was more fees are being deducted through AXA than Fidelity. And he chose that one for me, which I trusted him because I don't know anything about this either.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Jake. It's a great point. Plan Connect oversees all of the 403B advisors that we have within our plan. So Fidelity, AXA are two of the biggest ones, I think. So knowing that the TRS plan is about $100, it seems, right now it's a fixed cost at $100. We'll give you some sort of benchmark on whether or not it would be a savings for you to invest. And if you do have access to a financial advisor, I strongly recommend that you, touch base with them before you make any financial decisions to roll money over or change any accounts.
Dr. Whalen, can I just also say on the AXA for Ms. Neal, when you get the quarterly report or whatever they send out to your house, it will also tell you on there what the charge is. It'll say like maintenance fee on your account or the charge that they charge you, so you can see how much they're charging you.
So I have to actually open my mail?
Yeah, I don't do it regularly either, but it is on there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions out there? All right. Well, again, thank you for taking a few minutes to learn a little bit more about the TRS Supplemental Savings Plan. If anything should change in the next few weeks to months that would impact anything I've shared with you today, I will certainly let you know. I hope that you found some of the information I shared today useful and helpful in your decision making for regarding whether or not you want to jump into this plan. Lots of factors at play regarding your age, disposable income, investment goals, what you might already have in place. So it's just another nice option to have as a TRS member. The one thing I would recommend to everyone, as I did at the November Institute, is that I always recommend that if you can have some sort of a backup plan to your pension. You never know what the state's going to do. And you can't always, knock wood. They've been keeping the lights on for almost, I believe, almost 100 years or more. So I think we're in good shape, but it's always good to have extra backup if you can. So
Thank you so much for doing this, Dr. Whalen. It's super helpful.
you're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate
Yes,
everybody joining me this
Thank you,
afternoon.
Dr. Whalen. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everybody.